Americans and humans. This is your favorite alien on the morning of Thursday, Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. Well, here we are almost to the mid-month of December, the last month of the year according to the Sumerians for their 12 months. Yes, okay. And we're approaching December is, as an alien from another planet, I would have called it the season of humanity. Even though you humans, and especially Americans, know that it's a disaster month. But I still call it the season of humanity, and this is why, and I'm going to explain it to you so that you understand, or better still, comprehend what I'm talking about. The season of humanity. Ever since you started your societies 6,000 years ago, as your records say, but there was human societies here before that. But hey, I'm the one that knows and you guys don't. There was one human society here around 100,000 years ago who almost got wiped out 70,000 years ago. So they spent 30,000 years on this planet. But their view of things were a lot different than you humans today. And they are your ancestors, by the way. Their view, according to their records, and by other societies that knew them, including us 70,000 years ago, was that every life form has its right place in the universe. And whether you consider yourself sentient or you consider yourself not sentient, or other people do, you still have a right to exist. And they weren't 100% yippee. Neither is my society 100% yippee. But we all agreed that 85% of the popular vote meant that that's the way the society went. And we made changes accordingly as things came around, i.e. changes in the doctrine that we had adopted and they had adopted over the centuries. They did the same thing. When something new came along that affected them, they made sure they incorporated the effect accordingly and not damage their society. Something you guys haven't done yet here. You lost that from your ancestors somewhere along the line. But getting back to December being the season of humanity. You Americans don't understand the law of unintended consequences. And you are the ones that created this season in the last 200 years. There's still some, as you call them, Christians that don't celebrate Christmas for differences of theological, mental, political, whatever you want to call them. That is, people like the Seventh-day Adventists, the Mormons, a few of the Reformationist sects that came out of the Reformation, Protestant sects, and some hardcore Catholics. There's millions of Christians that don't celebrate Christmas. You Americans took Christmas, which the sect that became the dominant religion in the Roman Empire, i.e. the Roman Catholic Church, adopted it in 378 AD and made it their own and cut off everything that was against it. Therefore, if those Gospels, the Gnostics, they viewed things a little different, so their books got thrown out. The Coptics got thrown out because they viewed differences and they tried to wipe them out. The Essenes, they tried to wipe out. Oh, a lot of different sects they wiped out over the centuries. But Christmas, well, it was more than that, and people celebrated it anyway, underground. Not the birth of Christ, but Christmas. The season of humanity. It wasn't until the Reformation that things got going here in America. And by the 20th century, you have changed Christmas from a close-minded Roman Catholic holiday to a human holiday almost. And mind you, your other two monotheistic religions, Judaism and Islam, celebrates days in September which mirror this day. The Jews have Hanukkah, 8-day celebration of lights. But they're close-minded. If they opened it up like you Americans have made Christmas a secular holiday for the human race, if they just open themselves up and forget about Christmas, that's the Christians, Catholics, and some Protestant churches who celebrate the birth of Christ. That is their deal. It incorporated, it's part of Christmas because its values celebrate humanity to a certain extent if you become open-minded. You Jewish, like I said, have Hanukkah, which is a celebration of lights. If you opened up that holiday to non-believers, as you call them, Gentiles, and make it a human, because remember, God made everybody on His image. You consider yourselves the people of God. Well, He may or may not be, but He isn't here to say that personally, is He? Remember when I said about my Supreme Being that there is evidence that say no, and there's evidence that say yes, but 100% no, and 100% yes, no. Do I believe in a Supreme Being? No. Do I disbelieve in a Supreme Being? No. And the reason why is He may be out there, but He may be not a Supreme Being, a being that lives a long time. Immortality to you, can you imagine if you live 1,000,000 years? And that's a small speck in time. 1,000,000 years. To you humans, that's a lot. Hey, you'll barely make it to 100. 70 to 100, that's the limit for human race here on Earth. On mine, it's 300 years to 400 years. We've got as much as 450. Some people live there. Just like you guys got people that live over 130. Very few, but you got them. You see what I mean, Americans and humans? Like I said, the Jewish faith has Hanukkah, which is celebrated in December, and it's got incorporated features that the secular Christmas has. And that's not saying that you believe in the Messiah or anything like that. It's that you believe in the human race. And everybody is the same for at least that one period in time. Muslims, the same way. They got a holiday in December called Ashura, fasting and reflection. And I hope I pronounced it right. If I didn't, excuse me. But that is a holiday that the Muslims celebrate that should be open to non-believers too. Because whether you fast, well, that's a different story. I got to have my breakfast, but but the reflection, where you should reflect at least the last past year to see where you came and what happened to you, what you did. Reflections, people, is part of Christmas. It's a look back and a look forward. Muslims don't look forward, but they look back. If at least we can celebrate the reflections on how we got to where we are, and you got three people, a non-believer, secular Christmas person, a Christian, a Jew, and a Muslim, all get together, all four of them. At least to start, all four of them get together and say, Merry Christmas to each other. And that's not implying Christianity or anything. It's just Christmas this season, and it's merry. Okay? You don't have to say happy holidays. This political correctness stuff has got to stop. Merry Christmas is a secular holiday. It's a human holiday. So let's make it a human holiday. You three religions have important dates in December. And invite the Hindus to celebrate the virtues of being human on Christmas. It's the only close thing you got to a human holiday. Humans and Americans, take advantage of it. This is your favorite alien. Good day.